We're here today with the club president Adam Deacon before the Dinnington Town Reserves game in the league. We're coming off the back of 2 victories and 3 defeats, so it's been a really mixed start to the season. So what's your how you feeling going into today's game?
It's nice that we're picking up a little bit of momentum. Obviously, winning games, you sort of breed that habit. So we broke that losing streak at the start of the season, and we've looked fairly good at the last 2 games. I know last week's opposition weren't sort of the greatest, but you know they came and they tried, and we still had to go out and do a job. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I mean we just got to keep trying winning as many games as we can, and obviously we've had a lot of issues and a lot of injury problems and things, but you can only do with what you've got. So we'll keep trying. We'll go out there and try and win again today, and keep that momentum going.
It's very notorious for the Village to have a bit of a rough start to the season, but after that spell that they normally have, they do pick up a victory. So we're hoping to keep the momentum going from today.
Yeah, we are notorious for slow starters. However, I think this year, for whatever reason it might be, there's been a lot more people missing, a lot more injuries, a lot more. It's been a lot harder this year than it's ever been, I think. And obviously we've got into a tougher league as well. So I think we're learning that you can't have a day off. Missing 2 or 3 players is massive in this type of level. So if you're not the best teammate you possibly can do, you're going to struggle. Again, we're up against it again today with the amount of players that are missing. We've dipped into the development squad quite heavily again today, so I think they probably would have needed the lads we've got as well. So it's just showing that we've got a bit of strength in depth, and we've also got that cushion where we know we'll have a decent squad and a good amount of players. So fingers crossed we can go out and do the business.
We're speaking earlier on about it. So the team we're playing today is a bit of an unpredictable opponents. They've had a bit of a start like us to the season. I think they won the other week. They said that they only had a rough 11, but it seems that they've got more than that today. So you really don't know what to expect.
No, I've just been talking to their guy a minute ago, and he said at the start of the season we had the full team out of 8 pounds. They were a good side, and then the last couple of games we've had a bare 11. So again, it's one of those. I think in this league, you can play someone's whole team one week, and that week after you can be playing a scratch 11. So it was probably flipped this time. They look like they've got the full team out, and we've got sort of I think 14. I think we've got today, but yeah, as I say, we've got a strong side out today. It gives everybody a chance to go and stake a claim and try and win that place. So it's good competition.
Josh Dodds returns to the squad today. Obviously we've got Matt Davo back, who played last week. So there's a couple of figures that are back in the team today, and that's quite an exciting thing for the squad. Missing important players like that, it's obviously vital to get 3 points, and we've just been speaking to Aidan that he might be injured for a long time. So how do you sort of manage these problems and try and get these 3 points?
Well, with adversity comes opportunity, I suppose, is the best way of saying it. So we already know that Doddsy can't play every week. When he comes back in, he can make a difference. Matt's been away for a while, he's come back in, and he's generally a stalwart. He tends to be here most weeks. So they're 2 big additions. Obviously, Aidan's injury, our top scorer last year, or last 2 years, I believe. It's a big blow for us, but also with that comes an opportunity. So Joe came on last week, looked hungry for goals. We know he's a good player. Now's his opportunity to stake his claim as the main man. He's got to grab that with both hands and come out and score the goals that, even when Aidan's back, give that decision of, well, Joe's been scoring every week, is Aidan not bench, you know. So this is his chance now to show that he's the man, he's the number 9. And same for some of these other guys, you know. Like Keane's missing this week, he's been playing and starting regular. He's not here this week. Someone can step in there now and take his place. So that's the competitiveness that we need. Again, the development lads that are stepping in, they need to come in. Some of them played last week and played really well. They've got to reproduce that and keep reproducing that to keep their shirt. And that's the way that we want it. And if we keep doing that, then we should be able to keep picking the points up.
So what's your prediction for today's game?
Do you know what? I think this is going to be a really tough game. I think these are a better team than people are giving them credit for, especially looking at the team that they got out today. There's no way that's the same team that played the last few weeks. So I think it's going to be tight. I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to be quite solid and tough to beat today. obviously not having a goalkeeper is not going to help, so we need to protect him as much as we can. So I think it'll be tight, but I think there'll be goals. So I'm going to go for a 3-2 win to us.
3-2 win. Hopefully we get the victory and get the 3 point.
Yeah, big time.
That's a lot.
I've really got that. You're doing well as well, Billy. Honestly.
Our best player this year has been Mason Mount. And he's back, so.
Staying back now.
Watching that goal back from last week.
Yeah, a couple of times, mate.
Is it over, Big O?
No. I'm a big fan of Paul. He's a good player.
Great ball to... Oh! Oh!
That's the one.
But then I'd hate it if someone shooting willy-nilly, you know, in the sun. It's nice. Bit of catch-22, isn't it? That's nice, that. Alright, well done, Ray. Fucking, if it were anywhere else, it's a free kick, isn't it?
We can't but you, can we?
No.
We're here on the post-match with Adam Deakins. Very disappointing defeat against Dinnington. You did say before the match it was going to be an unpredictable match, you know, because we were playing a team that we didn't really know much about, and they definitely did have their better side out today. But I think if you look at the highlights, maybe we could have got something out of the game, so it was quite disappointing. What's your take on it?
I wouldn't say it was disappointing. Like, we dug in. We were a tough game. They were a decent team. They were good. Probably didn't learn from our mistakes in first half. They were quite direct to the big guy up front, and you were a decent player, but they were just booting on the top two in the first half. And it worked, and we never stopped that. Obviously, they scored their goal, which possibly on another day we could really clear that line. But I think they'll probably come away from it feeling like they should have scored more to be honest. I think they probably think they should have won a bit easier. So, but we didn't really get going until the last 20 minutes, and then we started creating chances. Had a couple of clear foot line ourselves, but again, a bit of a criticism of us from myself the last probably 2 seasons. We're a bit gun shy. We don't test the keeper enough. We don't get shots off. It's too looking for the perfect goal sometimes, and that's not always the best tactic. But we had our chances. They had chances as well. If someone had said to me they'd have won 3-0, I wouldn't have argued. If someone had said to us we'd have snuck a draw or a 2-1, again I probably couldn't have argued. But I think on the face of it, you've got to say that they were better side to me and they probably deserved to win. So.
But like it seems that every game that we are losing, we're going into the break, a couple of goals down, 1-0 down, 2-0 down, and even 3-0 down the other week. That just seems to be something that is just so hard to come back from, especially at the level we are now, and that just seems to be costing us.
Yeah, we started slow again today. No, I don't think anyone can put a finger on why. It's not that we're not trying. It just seems to be that when we're kicking off, it's the other team just seems to want it a little bit more for the first at least 25 minutes, half an hour. And you're right what you say. You can't keep going down into the break 1-0 down or 2-0 down, because these games are fine margins now. We're winning the leagues, and 1 goal sometimes is the difference. 1 half chance is sometimes the difference. So starting slow is a negative, and we need to get out of that if we're going to keep good in the league. We started pretty poorly this season. I don't think today were a bad performance. Some people might say, well, I don't think it were. I think there were times where we played good football, but there were also times where we got dragged into a bit of a long ball battle, and we need to start playing our own game rather than getting into that type of thing.
Like I said before the game, you really want to be keeping momentum going. That's been took off today. We're back to losing ways, so next week, like I said, the game before Sheffield City is vital to get a win.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, every game's vital to us. We go with the idea we're going to win every single game of the season. So I think it's Heck with the way next week. That's not going to be a gimme. They'll be a strong side. It's a tough place to go to. So we've got to regroup. We've got to get our heads back on it and hopefully start a bit better and get 3 points.
And who would you give man at match for today's game?
Do you know what? I think you could be hypercritical and people might say, I know, but I think there are a couple of guys that played well today. Obviously, Raz Khan, not a goalkeeper, he stepped in. I think Barb, maybe one thing he did, you couldn't tell he was a goalkeeper. I thought you were excellent. I thought Raf had a solid game against the big guy you were up against. You were a handful. I thought Jordan McKay breaks up when he came on. Callum Freeman worked hard. I think there were a few decent performances, but in my opinion, I thought Waleed played very well as well again today. But I'll probably give it to Raf. Their centre forward were a good 6'6", 6'7". He was a big guy. He was strong. He was athletic. He was fast, and he were a problem. And for 90 minutes, Raf dealt with him pretty well. So I'm going to give it to Raf.
So disappointing defeat, and the development team lost it as well. So have you got any feedback on that?
Well, the development team, we've been talking about that just in there now. Again, we were 1-1, and like the last game we lost, we conceded a last-minute goal. That is what it is. There, the competitive games. I think Brighton are potentially one of the better teams in that league, as well as Adwick, who got beat by. But again, fine margins. We say this all the time. Both games they could have won, they've lost. I think they're still top of the league, depending on Adwick Forest's result. So they're in a good position. They've got a good side. They're improving. They're just getting to know each other. I think potentially the lads who played for the first team today might have made a difference for them. But we'll never know. But fingers crossed that next week, first team have got a lot of bodies to choose from, and the development team same, and we can both kick on.
Cheers, Deacon.
No problem, mate.